Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network.
The doors on the beach surrounding all of the creations at the 31st Annual Canadian Open Sand Sculpting Competition and Exhibition are open. Today we're checking it out. On today's show, BC bee breeders find success in increasing population, creations with gourds, and Ladysmith search and rescue. That and more in the next 30 minutes. Today on Go Island, we are at the Parksville Sand Sculpting Competition and Exhibition. It runs through here at Parksville Community Park until August the 18th. We're going to take a close look at some of the entries this year. The theme is fairy tales. In recent years, there has been concern about the bee population declining, and the effects of that could be catastrophic for us humans and our food supply and the rest of the earth. But according to some now, those numbers are on the rise. Here's Kelly Robinson. There is an incredible amount of organizing that takes place behind the scenes to make the sand sculpting competition possible. Cheryl Dill is president of the Parksville Beach Festival Society. One of the main questions that people ask, first of all, is this special sand, and where does this sand come from?
Well, we like to call it special sand. We know that we want sand that is clean and it's been sifted so that it's good for working with when you're sculpting. And it has to be a certain amount of clay in it so that when it's mixed with water and pounded up, it will hold its shape. And so we look for sand that will do all of those things.
And where do you find it?
Well, we do find it on the island.
Okay, that's good.
We work with Ozero Sand and Gravel, and they provide a source. They contact a source and provide the sand to us. So they use a number of sites all over the island.
There were some weather predictions for rain this weekend, and I thought, oh no, the sand castles. How much of a factor is weather?
You know, and the weather is not a main issue for the majority of the exhibition. It's a bit of a concern when they first begin to sculpt, but after they get into the sculpting, what you'll notice is a lot of them have spray bottles that actually have a mixture of, it's about 20% glue to water, and it's wood glue, it's environmentally friendly, and they spray that all over their sculptures as they are sculpting, especially at the tall parts, because it's difficult for us to continue to spray that. Right. But they spray, and then what happens is that creates a really hard surface that's impermeable to water, and so these things can last up to 5 weeks. You know, we can have downpours and they will not take the sand sculptures down, so it's really great.
There's been some change up this year in the sense that the teams are all comprised of doubles, so we have individuals competing and then teams of two, and is that new this year?
It is brand new this year.
How's it been going?
It's been great in the fact that, you know, well, all of these sculptors are amazing artists, and they're so happy to be here. They love Parksville because we treat them so well. They love this area. People are friendly. We had a difficult time because we really have enjoyed the teams, and you know, they're like family to us because we've been working with them for so long. But the interesting thing is that each team actually submitted double entries. So we had double entries from the Parksville team, double entries from our Victoria team, and double entries from the Seattle team. So we got all of them, plus we have new double entries. So it's great. We actually have a piece of the old with new. So
excellent.
We're feeling really good about that.
And these people, these artists of sand, come from all over the world.
You bet.
Where are they coming from this year?
Oh gosh, we always have from across Canada and from across the United States, which is great. We always welcome them. But we have people from Latvia, the Netherlands, Holland, Spain, Mexico as well. So they're just fantastic people, and they love Canada. They love being here in Parksville, so we're just really enjoying their presence.
Is sand sculpting a bigger deal in other parts of the world than it is here?
Well, there is a circuit, an international circuit of professional sand sculpting competitions, and so what happens is we actually are the only Canadian qualifier for the World Championships. So the winner of the solo and the doubles here will actually carry on to compete next year in the World Sand Sculpting Competition.
So it's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
It's fun, but it's serious fun.
It's serious fun.
Excellent. Thanks, Cheryl. We're going to talk with Cheryl a little bit later on this edition of Go Island to find out more about all of the festivities taking place around Parksville's Beachfest. It is the place to be this summer. We'll be back with more after a short break. Still ahead today on Go, from sandcastles in Parksville to a riverbank in Taylor, BC, and on the water with Ladysmith Search and Rescue. That and more still to come today on Go. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. The annual sand sculpting competition and exhibition is in full swing here at Parksville Community Park. You can visit it yourself right through until August the 18th. This is Justin Gordon. He's from just outside of Boston. And one of the things I love about so many of the sculptors is the sense of humor. This is Rub-a-Dub-Dub, three men from the pub. I'm reading the sign. Somehow they've gotten afloat. The bookie, the welder, the sand sculpting elder mistook this old tub for a boat. Lots of fun here. Come experience for yourself at the Parksville Community Park. Moving now from sculpting in sand to sculpting with gourds, in gourds. Here's Jocelyn Matwee. Moving now from carving, creating art from gourds. What better transition than carving and creating art out of sand? Charlie Beaulieu is the director of the World Championship of Sand Sculpting. And it is an art form, a true art form. It's not just a bunch of beach kids playing around.
No, it's very competitive art form. And, you know, it's also very intense physically because, you know, each artist has 30,000 pounds of sand that they have to shovel, compact, and then once they're done compacting, then they have to carve it, so you're basically moving it twice.
Okay, and these are professional artists. I've been trying to connect the dots in my mind, thinking, how do you make a living out of playing on the beach? But people do that, and they complement it in the other times of the year when it's not sunny outside.
Some of us are just fortunate. You know, we went down the right path, and basically I started 30 years ago, and I got a sandbox in my backyard, started carving some really ugly stuff, and it got better and better. Started winning some competitions, ended up getting 7 Guinness Book World Records, 12 World Championships.
And you're here to coach the judges?
Yeah.
Just a little bit? What kind of advice, or what are you teaching the judges here in Parksville?
Well, we have a list of criteria that we go through, and so then they'll follow the criteria, and if they have any questions, then I can kind of lead them through that. But just kind of run through the criteria, and our wow factors is the biggest category, you know, and that's kind of, I think, what People's Choice translates to. People just like, wow, that one really blows me away. And it doesn't really have to even make sense. It just has to capture your attention and
your imagination.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent.
So, you know, they've got a great panel of judges. I'm really looking forward to working with them.
Well, the sand sculpting exhibition here has been going in its current form for the past 14 years, and it all started 31 years ago on the beach at low tide. There's a community in British Columbia who are on their very early stages of sand sculpting. Taylor, BC is hosting their second annual Sandsations event. Their theme this year, a walk on the wild side. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. Sandis Kondrats is a sculptor. He sculpts in many other things besides sand. What else do you work with?
Stone, bronze, ice, you name it, I sculpt it.
And what is sand one of the most challenging?
No, it's actually most fun work with.
Okay.
It's easy, it's really fun.
Sandis is from Latvia. This is his second time competing here in Parksville. How do you describe this event?
This is a wonderful event. I meet my friends, I meet this beautiful nature and the ocean. I mean, fantastic place. I love it.
Our theme, the theme here at the exhibition and competition is fairy tale. How have you worked within that theme with your entry this year?
I took a Scandinavian fairy tale about the troll what make friends and makes friends in funny way, just by tasting.
He makes friends by tasting. So we've cut off the sculpting for today, and how many hours left do you have to finish your creation?
I think 7 hours.
7 hours left, and is that a tight time frame for you?
I'll do my best.
What do you have left to do? Because we're seeing it at this stage now, and our viewers are seeing it before it's complete. What will it look like when it's done?
Oh, come and see it.
Good answer. I think that is the best answer. Was it hard for you to stay within the theme of fairy tales?
Oh, it was fun. I mean, it's good opportunity to just show my Northern European tales
Okay.
in this part of the world.
Yeah, excellent. Well, thank you. And it's fantastic to have people here in Parksville from as far away as Latvia competing in the 31st Annual Canadian Open Sand Sculpting Competition and Exhibition. That is a mouthful. And like Sandis said, if you want to see what the finished result looks like, you're going to have to come down to the beach for yourself. You can do that through until August the 18th. We're throwing things over now to Derek Johnstone. He's aboard Ladysmith Search and Rescue. We're almost at the end of this edition of Go Island, but there's a lot more taking place here at the Parksville Community Park than the sand sculpting exhibition. Once again, Cheryl Dill is here to tell us about all the other fantastic activities that you got to take in this summer. Besides sandcastles, as if that wasn't enough, what else can people participate in?
Oh, we have so much fun planned here in Parksville, Kate. We've got, coming up on July 27th and 28th, we have art in the park, and we have 70 artisans here to entertain all kinds of people here and provide all kinds of really great design work that people can choose from. So that's July 27th and 28th right here in the park. We actually have storytelling as well for the kids, fairy tale storytelling, going along with our theme here for the sand sculpting on that Saturday afternoon as well. And then we also have the amateur competition coming back to Parksville Beach. The tide goes out and then it comes back in and takes down the sand sculpting. But on that day, Saturday, August 3rd, people can carve. We're welcoming families, friends, teams in there from businesses, and try their hand at sand sculpting from 9 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon.
And Cheryl was saying earlier that it's really, that's how it started 31 years ago, and many of the professionals that we see here today probably got their start as a kid.
Yes.
Out in the low tide. So
That's
it's really
right.
neat to see that coming back.
Yeah, so a little bit of a nostalgia. There's a lot of people here in Parksville that actually were out on the beach back then in 1982, and so we're really happy to bring it back and engage more people from the community into sand sculpting.
The only thing missing, I think, is music, but you guys have taken care of that too.
We've got that covered, Kate. Every Friday and Saturday night here in the park, we've got entertainment planned and a variety. And the great thing is it's summer sounds from the island, so all kinds of musicians from all over the island are going to be right here in Parksville Park Friday and Saturday night.
Great, thank you, Cheryl. And it looks like some of that island sound is starting right now. You can get all the information for the entire summer's festivities here at parksvillebeachfest.ca. That brings us to the end of this edition of Go Island. We'll see you at the beach.
Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network. Clothing supplied by Catwalk Fashions. Kate's hair and aesthetics provided by Maffeo Salon.